Good morning, friends. I'm Asishka once again. I'm the online classes, and today my topic is photosynthesis. It is the second part of life process. What is photosynthesis? Photo means light, and synthesis means formation or combining. How we can define photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is an anabolic process in which green plants prepare their food from CO2, H2O, sunlight and chlorophyll. These four raw materials are most important thing for photosynthesis. And photosynthesis is an anabolic process, means it is a constructive process. Green plant, especially from the CO2 and H2O, preparing organic food, that is glucose, so 6H12O6. That's why it is an anabolic process. The main equation of photosynthesis, children, 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. It gives glucose, that is 6H12O6 and plus 6O2. Here oxygen is evolved as a byproduct of photosynthesis, and it directly comes from water. So the carbon dioxide is the first raw material, it comes from air. Second is the water, it comes from dew. Sunlight, it comes from sun in the form of the radiant energy. And chlorophyll, it is a green pigment which is found in the leaf. And it produces glucose. It is the main organic food which is prepared after the photosynthesis. The requirement of glucose, if increases its limit, it converted into starch, and oxygen is evolved as a byproduct. It is a simple representation, diagrammatic representation of photosynthesis. Suppose, children, it is a leaf, and this CO2 comes from air, which is the first raw material. Secondly, water, it comes from soil or the dew. These two are inorganic compounds. And sunlight directly comes from the sun rays. And fourth is the green leaf, which contains chlorophyll. So these four raw materials are essential in photosynthesis. So chlorophyll, children, found in the leaf. Sunlight comes from sun. Carbon dioxide comes from atmosphere. And water directly comes from soil. So these four raw materials play a vital role in the photosynthesis process. Children, there are three structures which are very important for photosynthesis. Number one is the transverse section of leaf. When we observe the transverse section of leaf, the upper part is called epidermis and the lowermost part is called lower epidermis. The second important layer is the palisade layer, which contains mesophyll cell. And these mesophyll cells are the main center for photosynthesis. Second important thing is the spongy parenchyma. It is the third layer, the spongy parenchyma, which contains vascular bundle. The upper part is xylem and lower part is phloem, and the lower epidermis. Lower epidermis contains stomata. So when we observe the transverse section of a leaf, we found the following structure. The second important thing is the chloroplast, where mainly photosynthesis occurs. When we see the structure of a chloroplast, children, it is a saucer-shaped double membranous structure, and it is mainly made up of thylakoids. These wings-like structure are said to be thylakoids. When we combine the group of thylakoid, it forms grana. So we call it grana thylakoid. It is the main center of photosynthesis where light reaction occurs. And its liquid part is called matrix, which is the main center for the dark reaction. So granothyroid and matrix play a vital role in the photosynthesis process. And the lower end of the lower epidermis contains stomata. These are the stomata. They are found at the leaf surface. The stomata are the teeny pore-like structure which are found on the leaf surface. It is mainly made up of guard cell, which is kidney sepal. It contains chloroplast and subsidiary cell, that are the helping cell. The stomata became open at the daytime and it became closed at the night time. And the opening and closing of the stomata mainly depended upon the concentration of the sugar. So, the exchange of gases occur, that is especially CO2, O2 occur by this pore. So children, these three important structures play the vital role in the photosynthesis process. So, photosynthesis, children, completed in two stages. One is called light reaction and second is called dark reaction. Light reaction always occurs at the granothyroid. It is the main center of light reaction. There are following sub-stages of light reaction. Number one is the photoexcitation of pigment. There are two important pigment systems are found in the leaf, that is PS first, pigment system first and pigment system second. These two systems are a specialized cell which trap the solar energy. There are different wavelengths of the sunlight, especially 680 nanometer and 700 nanometer wavelength received by these two systems. So photoexcitation of pigment is the initial stage of photosynthesis. Secondly, photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation means the formation of ATP in presence of sunlight. It means when the one molecule of ADP combined with inorganic phosphate, it forms ATP. This is the energy currency of the cell. Third is the photolysis of water. When the sunlight falls on the water surface, it is broken down. H2O is broken down into H plus, that is proton, H minus and half O2. And fourth and last stage is the reduction of NADP into NADPH2. NADP means nicotine adenine dinucleotide phosphate. It is a chemical which is present in the leaf. It reduces into NADPH2. So children, at the end, we obtain ATP and NADPH2 after completion of light reaction and light reaction completed. Which is to be noted that light reaction occurs in presence of light. That's why it is called light dependent reaction. And second is the dark reaction, children. Its main center is the matrix or the stroma of the chloroplast. Dark reaction, it means it mainly occurs in the C3 cycle in the C3 plant. These 3C cycles are also known as Benson and Kelvin cycle. These are two important scientists who discovered this cycle. Means it is carbon assimilation. The real meaning of carbon assimilation is the conversion of atmospheric carbon dioxide into the glucose. It follows several pathways. Right now we are going to discuss about the Benson and Kelvin cycle, which occur in C3 plant, especially dark reaction. However, dark reaction occurs in many ways. It may be C4 cycle, it may be CAM cycle, but right now we are going to give you the basic idea about the Benson and Kelvin cycle. The atmospheric carbon dioxide trapped by the RUBP. RUBP is a chemical that is ribose 1,3-phosphate. It traps the carbon dioxide with the help of a special enzyme Rubisco. Rubisco enzyme and RUBP trap the carbon dioxide and the cycle is started. It forms so many intermediate products, but the first stable product which formed is the PGA, that is phosphoglycerol reactant. And ATP again converted to ADP and PA. And the NADPH2, which is present in the light reaction at the end of light reaction, it again oxidizes into NADP. And finally, glucose is produced, that is the 6H12O6. And the carbon dioxide again go to the atmosphere. And this cycle continuously happens. So, children, I have quickly explained the basic idea of photosynthesis. Now, lastly, children, as per the advice of my principal sir, I am giving you some homework. You please draw these three diagrams, especially the structure of tiers of leaf, the stomata and the chloroplast, and minutely study about those things. If you have any problem, children, you directly contact me. You have already my phone number and WhatsApp. You directly contact me and will solve your own question. Thank you and very much.